Hey, welcome to Unkillable. What's happening, everybody? You didn't think that we would start this pod with a win, did you? Did you? No. Hey, by the way, guys, I think we might have a little audio issue. That's why I'm still hearing it, but we can get that set up. Get the bugs out. Oh, man, Unkillable. No, really the exact opposite. Easy prey. What a shit show. What an absolute shit. I'm sitting there tonight, like all you guys, right? Yeah, guys, I got to get that feedback off, boys. Thank you. Um, I got work those bugs out, everybody. There we go. Hopefully that's working for you. So it's 15-6. 15-6. And there's 2 minutes to go in the first half. And I'm sitting there saying, going back and forth with the Mets, I'm sitting there saying, hey, we have an easy one tonight. Of course, knowing that it's never really going to be easy, but I'm sitting there saying, this is going to be easy. Steelers look lethargic. They got nothing. Jets are humming a little bit. Devontae Adams opening up the playbook. Breece Hall getting loose in the open space. Rodgers not getting hit too hard. And then bang, just like that, they Jets. It really, I'll tell you what, man. There is, I tweeted this last Sunday, and I've tweeted this before, sadly, often. And the tweet was very simple. And it read, I hate football. I mean, when you really think about it. And it's so unfair because I love football. I love everything about football. I love waking up on a Chris Bottom day, going to watch my kids play whatever they're playing. I love knowing that my team is going to play, and I'm going to stuff my face. By the way, today, a little roast beef, extra mozzarella, roasted red pepper. Oh, my God. I absolutely got home time today, probably because I knew it was coming tonight. It's like the last meal before we hit the electric chair, get zapped on national TV. And you get ready to watch this, and especially on a Sunday or a Monday night game, like you wait. Now, there's some games where the Jets just get rocked, and that happens a lot. You mentally check out. This one feels a little different, And by the way, since this is the first episode of Unkillable, when the Unkillable mantra was born. I'm going to start it. Again, I'll get into more specifics of the game, but I got to at least lay this out for you here. And we got to lay out what's next. Oh, yay. Hey, Hassan Reddick, why don't you come in? Why don't you wait 2 more weeks when they're, 2-7? I mean, this is what I mean. Like everything that the New York Jets do is ass backwards. Everything. But anyway, so last year, like you, watching Rodgers go down, coming out, Captain America, finally, you know what I mean? Finally, like the national media is talking about the Jets, and it's not to mock us. The Vegas odds, Jets are getting love, a little Super Bowl hype, like, a sexy story, and not just really, at least going into last year, not just like an overhype. And this happens with New York teams a lot, like an overhype. Let's make them bigger than they are because they're New York. Like we're sitting there thinking last year, we got a shot. And then Rodgers goes down. And I'm sitting there stunned. And I'm on my couch. And at that point, my son was 8. My daughter was 7. My wife is sitting there. And I knew it. I ruptured my Achilles, back in the day. And I knew it. Like I knew it was done. I'm staring at these 2 little beautiful kids. And, my wife's seen me go through it with this team over and over and over. I try to conceal it from them a little bit. But she's seen it, And she's looking at me. I couldn't say a word. Like I honestly think I'm sure I uttered a phrase or two the rest of the night. But even with the win, I'm like, it's over. It's over. It's just another painful, although a more painful script than usual. But it's another painful script that I'm gonna have to swallow. And it's not. So I didn't say much. And I just opened up the mic that Monday with Sal. And I just lost my fucking mind. I lost my mind, and I don't apologize for it. And the funny thing is, as I'm going through, and I didn't have one thing written down. I didn't think I was going to stand up. I didn't think I was going to start punching myself and, stop walking around work like a loser. No way I'm tapping out. Playoffs with Zach. All the craziness that I spewed, right? I think some people, as I finally said, as I got to the Unkillable, if you didn't kill us last night, we are unkillable. God, what a deranged lunatic as I look back, right? It was never, and I think again, a few people took it this way. Like this guy actually thinks like they're gonna win the Super Bowl. Like no, that the essence, the essence of and that's the essence of the podcast, right? Boy, you can shit on us as much as you want. You could give us a 40-year-old quarterback. We could go chapter and verse, all the nonsense, the mud bowl, the late hit. I'm not going to do a Beningo and hit. Yeah, I love Joe. I'm not going to throw it all, but the bullet point, the fatal checkpoints of Jetville, right? All the bridges we've had across to get to this point, tight, all the nonsense, right? Winning at the half in Denver in the AFC Championship game, block a punt, get a touchdown. Here we go. I always joke around with sound like we would have mopped the floor with the Falcon. We would have won the Super Bowl that year, right? And of course we don't. So as I'm standing there, like it wasn't an unkillable, like we're good or like we deserve a modicum of respect. We're the biggest joke in football. Everybody knows it, right? But we are unkillable in the sense that you will break our spirit and we will tweet and we will text our buddies with our WhatsApp chains and we'll fire off F bombs. And so I've gotten calmer as I've gotten, well, I've definitely gotten calmer as I've gotten older, but some of you, I'm sure, are still throwing shit at the TV and smashing remotes, right? I guess if I didn't have kids, I'd probably still do that once in a while. But the unkillable is just no matter what we get served up, we hear. That's a Nick thing, by the way. Pump for the Knicks. We here. We here. Where are we going? What's the choice? There's no choice. I thought they were going to win tonight, man. I thought they were going to win. I thought on Friday. I made it on the show prediction. Not the predictions really mean anything, but I really thought that they were going to win. Then they come out. They looked a little different. Pittsburgh looked a little flat, right? And Watt, for the most part, were doing a good job. Brees Hall was in there. A lot of chip blocks, getting 2 shoulder pads on him. Actually, one of his, I think the 50-yard gain, he actually he gave some help, and then he ran his route. And I thought they had a pretty good game plan. I thought they had a pretty good balance. I love the way they tackled again early. But here we go. This is why you can't exonerate Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to hear about it. Listen, Aaron's awesome. Problem is, Aaron's awesomeness was for another franchise. So, of course, and I like Aaron. I know he can still throw it. He can't run, okay? And this is officially an issue. Like, he's just no threat to even scamper, 7, 8, 9 yards to get a first down. But I'm watching the team tonight, and I went here. I'm saying, all right, up 15-6. Offense looking good. Russell Wilson at this point sucks. This is what I'm thinking. By the way, some of those balls he dropped in, some were good. Can you get a freaking hand on the ball? Good God. The mistakes that these guys make. So, in my mind, because I'm incapable of not doing this, because if you're a Jets fan and you don't do this, you basically have nothing. So, instead of just enjoying, I'm not tweeting, I'm not going nuts, but I'm saying in my own crazy Jets mind, 15-6. All right. All the things I mapped out. Russell Wilson not that good, or at least rusty. Stadium's pretty quiet. That was the other thing. We took the air out of Heinz Field for a minute, for a while. And then with $1.50 to go, you're moving the ball. Who had that? Was a 19, I think it was that Lazard, 19-yard grab. Jets are moving. So, like, minimally, you're thinking, all right, although it's Zerline, who the hell? God, him too. Get rid of him. Just send him packing. Blocked PAT, blocked field goal. It's done. He's broken. Once a kicker loses it, it's over. Get rid of him. Man, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but he stinks. Does nothing. He's awful. I'll tell you somebody else. I know I'm jumping around because I'm fired up again now. I started this and I'm sitting there saying, almost like it's resignation. Listen. You're going to get this a lot with me on the pod. You're going to go through these fluctuations of reason and logic and then insanity. And and then like little drips and drabs of all three combined. So hopefully that's what's going to make this fun. But instead of just enjoying the game, all right, maybe squeeze one out, get to 3-4, beat the Patriots, which I guess they still will. 4-4. All right, Miami's not good. You start looking at the standings in your mind. And then I'm like, you got Reddick coming in. That's right. They got that. Oh, you got Hassan Reddick coming in. Hey, who cares? Who cares? Ugh, I mean, it's just emptiness, really what it is. But we're gonna be empty alone. We're gonna be empty alone. You know, we're gonna watch these games. We're gonna hop on here. Eventually, we'll get maybe some calls. We'll certainly do some correspondence with messaging. I'll get some good guests on here. Sunday will be or Monday or Thursday or whatever. Well, basically every day at this point. Game day will be reaction. Another pot will drop during the week. But even me, as I try to go back to my grounded, reasonable stage right now, so I'm going to transport myself back there now. So another fluctuation coming in on you. Like, there's still things to like about this team. But what it's going, where are they going? He's 40. He's 40. He's not 34, 36, 41 next year. I don't know. I mean, it's before you know it, we're going to be doing a lot of pods on the show. Who should the new general manager be? Who should the new head coach be? What do the Jets need to do to draft move up and get this kid, with the 8th, 9th pick as a quarterback? Who knows? But isn't this cycle? I have a lot of words, but I think I'm just going to go with unfair. A very basic, simple word. It's unfair. When your kids say, "Oh, that's not fair, Dad." That might not be fair, but tough. That's the rule. I want more candy, or I don't want well, you can't have any. Yeah, but that's not fair, Dad. I don't care because you know what? Life's not fair. Because look at us now. Look at us all. Life's not fair. Look at us tonight. It's Sunday. It's what? It's 11:50, and we are once again gathering and commiserating and wondering what the hell is the story? When is it going to be our year? Honestly, I said this to Sal the other day, and this is a shout out of respect, and it'll come across that way, but I don't want anybody to hijack this. So I'm saying straight up, I love him. Massive respect for Joe Beningo. I would call Joe a friend. I played golf with Joe. I played golf with Joe and his wife, Terry. Joe's the man, right? Love him. But when I was younger, going to Jet games, this goes back to I had season tickets for 3 years. They weren't in my name. One of my dad's buddies had them. And at that point, I was just basically out of school, so I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. So he just basically gave them to me. So I went 96 Cotites last year, 1-15. I should have known then. My first year going to games, 1 win. And I don't even think it was home. I think it was in Arizona when Adrian Morrell went for like 210 yards. Yeah, I think I was 0-8. And then 97 Parcells comes in. It was great. And then 98 the championship, and then 99. Actually 4 years because I was there in 99 as well. When Vinny's Achilles ruptured. And it's really not fair. I don't know when it ends. I'd like to get on it. Like when the Rodgers injury, when that happened, I'm going to flash back to that for a second and connect it here. When that happened, and again, the essence of the whole Unkillable thing, I had 2 choices, really. I get on the air and I project, I'm wallowing in misery, and that's not me. And as I invoke my guy Joe Beningo now again, Joe was that guy. And I remember listening to Joe coming back from those games that I had season tickets to that I was describing. Even up at Marist College, I would barely get the fan. I'd listen because of the reception. No apps back then. I'd listen to Joe, and I'm like, I love this guy's nuts. I'm like, I'd love to have a beer with him before I really knew Joe. And after a while, I'm like, God damn, this guy's freaking negative. He's right. He's right. He's right. But the best thing now, it's not going to be this year. But I guess, can we have the conversation that the season's, I don't know that we want to do that yet. Do we want to go there now? And this is the painful part, because now at 2-5, all right, what's going to happen is I'm going to be completely immersed in the Yankees. At least I got them. Thank God. Thank God I got the Yankees. And as a side, shout out to the Mets. Wow. What a season. They basically had no business being here. What heart, and that's going to be good. Their culture is born, and it's awesome, right? And sucks that they lost. Would have been great, Yanks Mets. I thought it was weird that some Yankee and Met fans didn't want it. I would love that. I'd love Yankee Mets Subway Series. We lose, I'll take that risk. We beat you again. I got the hammer forever. I wanted it. I wanted it for the show. I wanted it for me. Not happening. But the fans and the way you look at seasons, some seasons you just really aren't that emotionally sucked in. Yeah, season starts. All right, opening. Let's take a bad Knicks team. Not this Knicks team. This Knicks team's gonna be awesome. But a bad Knicks team, whether it's the Isaiah years, whatever it might be. And you just know they're going nowhere. 25 games, maybe. But your opening night, you're still excited. You got Breen, you got Clyde, you got the Garden, you got the uniforms. And, you certainly enjoy the pomp and circumstance of opening night and basketball's back. But you're conditioned. You just know what they have, or maybe more specifically, what they don't have. So you already know going in, not good. So you're not fragile. You're not vulnerable. You know what I mean? You've already programmed your mind. Hey, be a rough one. Who we drafting, what college kid could help us, so on and so forth. Then you get seasons like this with the Jets, and like last year with the Jets, where especially if you're a fan of a team that never wins, like the Jets, like the Mets, right? You are propped up by everybody. And again, instead of being the punching bag, you feel so alive. Because we're relevant. Like we matter for one, at least going into the year. It matters. Like Jets Sunday night, Jets Monday night, Jets Thursday, Jets this, Jets that. And I ignore all the warning flares, even from whether it's, guys I work with or my buddies. Tap the brakes. Not this is the year. It's always not always, but years like this where I think they could do it. That's my mentality. It's the opposite of Joe. Like, I'm not waiting for something. Again, I love Joe, not a knock, but I'm not waiting for Joe, or I'm not waiting for something to happen negatively, maybe like sometimes Joe has projected. And again, he's right thus far for now 30 years. But I probably take it a little bit too far in the other direction. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because, there's a lot of shows out there. And actually with the Jets, there's not many like this. And the goal is to turn this into the spot for Jets fans. There's going to be no other spot. I'm telling you. This is just the first run, getting this thing off the ground. This is the place that we come and we run wild after wins and we go bonkers after losses. Now, some losses will generate a different type of emotion. This was a weird one. Like I try to contrast how I feel now and even certainly in real time, going back, 30, 40 minutes ago, where I was still emotionally in it, like, all right, maybe this, maybe that. Then you're like, game, it's over. And he just airs out of the balloon and you tap out mentally, even though you're watching like a zombie, like you're staring at the screen and nothing's registering, right? But before that happened, I'm thinking, I'm going through the emotions of the game. And then I'm going through the emotions of the Bills game or the Broncos game. And we have this conversation quite a bit. Like, what's worse? If you just roll out and lose, 40-7, 37-6, never have a chance, or, miss a field goal at the horn, have somebody smash a field goal at the gun, bad penalty late. Well, I see both sides because I'd rather, even though it's more torturous at the end, I'd rather have at least 45 minutes of game action where I'm invested and I'm cheering and I'm maybe, having some good moments with buddies or certainly my family versus 60 minutes of staring at complete ineptitude without a single cheer. Like the Giants today, basically, like that. So I look at it and I'm in a rough spot now for projecting my ire. This is my dilemma. I'm going to level with you on this. All right. So Rodgers clearly got to take a hit. I don't know. And it was a great play. All right. You cannot throw a pick there. It's one thing if it bounces off Wilson's pad, which it did later, and that shouldn't happen. Garrett Wilson's another, he does some things that are amazing. And then he does some things you're like, geez, man, like, how are you going to be a top 5 receiver and get that massive contract? Let me give you 30 seconds of realness on Garrett Wilson, okay? You watch Jamar Chase and you watch Justin Jefferson, you watch these, these top, these absolute dog receivers who own the field. You ever see Garrett Wilson, snagging a 50? I know that's not his game. He's not big, but don't you kind of have to possess that a little bit to like be that unstoppable guy? He's really, really good. He's great. I don't know that he's great. All right. So as I'm watching this again, I'm like, man, I can't even yell at Salah anymore. This is why I'm in a rough spot. I can't yell at the coach because he's gone, whether it's right or wrong. Now, they should have fired him before the season. They had no respect. Well, let me take that back. They played like they had no respect for him. They can say whatever they want, but after a while, what you're putting up on film is all that matters. And when you're getting banged down for 10 or 11 penalties a week, don't tell me how much you respect your coach. Because if you respect your coach, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't line up off sides with the post literally 10 feet to your right. You know what I mean? Or, deliver a selfish 15-yard late hit penalty. So I say that because most Sundays, I would just, and he is a good man. So I don't want this to come across the wrong way. All about football. I actually think he's a really nice person. Great family man. And he's well off financially. So it's not like by getting fired, his home is in peril. It's going to be fine. It's better than all of us, actually, when you think about it in terms of that. But I would get comfort out of complaining about him, right, during the game. God, I would, this is what I would say there. Go talk to somebody, Rob, go, because he would just stand there. And then sometimes you get one, and that's it. I never saw him have one conversation with a quarterback, whether it's Rodgers. Actually, the one conversation he tried to have, Rodgers basically shoved him. Say, get out of here. That was never spoke to Zach Wilson. Odd. You can't coach like that. So when the Jets were losing, I was directing that venom towards him and obviously the other shitty players who deserved it, right? I don't know. What do I do now? I mean, is it Olbrich's fault? I'm not going to start bagging on the interim. Is it Downing's fault? No. I think actually since he took over, their offense has looked a little more diversified, a little less predictable, a little bit more wide open, a little bit more nuanced. So, things that basically good football teams try to do. And for some reason, we didn't try for the first 4 weeks. It was like 1960. I mean, the offensive attack, the first couple of weeks, it would probably, if Schusen's great on the Jet games, like if he wanted to he could have done a 1957 football impersonation, on the radio. Here's Aaron Rodgers, from his own 12, the crowd at a fever pitch. Like, it looked like it was 1957, right? It doesn't look that way now, but does it really matter when you're 2-5? It really doesn't. I'm sure Thursday when I'll look at all this, I'll look at the standings, I'll take a deeper dive into the Jet schedule outside of the Pats. Watch if they lose this game now, because I'm sitting here saying they'll beat the Pats, and I mean I think that they will, but if they don't, wow, that's going to be an interesting podcast. I don't know where to channel my energy. It's almost like I have to find a new target because if I'm not able to unleash my Jets anger at someone responsibly, my head's going to explode. That's why, again, Salah was a good target. Much like at the end, Bowles was a good target. Or Herm Edwards not knowing how to run a clock and knowing when to call the timeout. And Rex with his buffoonery for the last 2 years. I actually, we didn't take many calls on this, but we saw, I got a bunch of tweets and bring back Rex. Bring back Rex for what? To just recue the circus? Rex? Oh my God. This is what I mean, guys. We are a very interesting group of people. Boy, oh boy, we are weird. We are oddly resilient. We are yet also simultaneously oddly fatalistic. I mean, think about that. How can you be fatalistic and completely, you know, immune on some level to failure, resilience, and be that same person? It's the biggest contradiction in the sporting world. Hence the Jet fan. That's how they created us. Jeez, this sucks, man. I wish I had something better to tell you tonight. I got nothing good to tell you. There's nothing good to say tonight. They got their asses smoked. Period. End of story. Disgraceful loss. And it was an extra tough one because of the way it went down. I mean, the way it looked for a while. I'm getting pretty excited over here. I'm like, all right, here we go, coming out, looking pretty good. The Pickens 44-yard reception. Defense actually got a stop on that, and they had a 29-yard field goal. A couple of times the defense gave him a chance here, and that's where I'm like, here, all right. And the two Jet drives, 9 plays, 82 yards, and 6 plays, 72 yards. That was obviously in the first half. Like, there was such cohesion and diversity. I was really getting excited. And you know what's going to this is what's going to be, I think, really, really tough. The toughest thing about this season is that they're going to win. They're going to win a few more games that that they are. And there's going to be some days, especially when they play, and it's not there yet because it's still October, like those teams that are way out of it and disinterested and not really playing hard. There's going to be Sundays where the Jets offense looks awesome, tantalizingly awesome. You know what I mean? And we're going to sit here and that's going to be even worse because it's going to be a reminder, oh, this is what it was supposed to look like, and it's not. Hey, listen, what I'm going to do is you get a little sleep. I don't know how much I'm going to sleep tonight. Get a little sleep. We will come back. We will reconvene. Okay. I will rally you. I will eventually rally you. First, I've got to rally myself. Not there yet. But once I start to rally within, you will feel the rally. And again, as much as it feels bleak and dire and over, I'm coming downstairs to start the pod. My wife's like, "What are you going to say?" I'm like, "I have no idea what I'm going to say." And she even said, she's like, "Oh, don't turn into a lunatic on the first podcast." I'm like, "That's what this is going to be for. Don't turn into a lunatic. That's why we're doing this." But again, you can't just do it to do it. When you get the reaction here, and you're going to get it, it's going to be authentic, and it's going to be based in something that matters. All right. Now, I do think they beat the Patriots, and I do think that's a little teeny weeny tiny injection of hope. A modicum. A little fuel, right? Join my Yankees. Hopefully pace the Pats. Get to the third win. See what Reddick brings to the table. And you never know. But man, freaking 5, God almighty. All right, guys. I think I'm going to start dropping F-bombs. And I don't want to just do that gratuitously. I'm going to shut down now. It's been, it has been. The one thing about these, real quick, the Yankees and it's not a complaint. It's awesome. But the Yankees and the Mets and the Jets and really, I think after today, probably, yeah, you still watch them. But I think the Giants season's over. And the Mets season is over. But it has been a wild run. For our New York sports. The Knicks is starting up. Rangers obviously have a lot of talent. And the thing that was supposed to bridge us, because I'm going back to middle-ish of the summer, nobody thought the Mets would be here. Nobody thought the Giants would be, incredibly or relevant for divisional supremacy, maybe ceiling, maybe wild card. So the Mets and the Giants were over here. It was the Yankees and the Jets. And those were the two teams that were supposed to lift the spirits and connect the dots to the winter sports. As I said, the Knicks, the Rangers, little St. John's Hoops with Patino. And that was our first warning flare. That was our first mistake. Yankees, they'll deliver the goods. The The other part of the equation, the Jets, if we rely on the Jets to give us anything other than pain and agita and despair, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, we have been programmed by now, but doesn't mean we accept it. And that's the premise of this pod. We don't accept shit. Even though deep down we know who we are. We know it. We know it. Oh, we know. Look at my eyes. We know it. I know it. I mean, we know it. And we've known it for a long time. We will not accept it. I can't. And I'll tell you this too. I think in large part, that's why I am this way, because of the Yankees. Like, I really, now I know why Joe is how he is. Like, Mets, Jets, the Yankees, like, they injected me with winning DNA. And not that it should, because there's zero parallels to the Jets, but for some inexplicable reason that carries over to my Jets fandom. It shouldn't. There's no merit to it, but I refuse to pack it in. All right. Not walking around work like a loser tomorrow. Not happening. We will trudge forward. We will stand in arms. We will plow through the misery, and we'll do it here on the podcast, on the Unkillable pod. So I appreciate you guys jumping in. Shitty loss. Can't say it was completely unexpected. Did you really? I know I said I thought they were going to win, and I meant it. But did you really think that they were going to win? Did you? Oh, man. All right, guys. Have an awesome rest of your night. Hey, suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up. I was going to say it's going to get better, but I think you and I both know it's probably not. So I'll see you tomorrow on The Fan at 10. Have an awesome rest of your night. Thanks for checking out the first version of the pod. I think what we want to do, we're going to set this up in my basement. This is actually my home office. So I think, with the soft launch in terms of the studio, I think there's still a couple things we're going to tweak here. We'll certainly make it interactive. I want to see the comments. I respond. I think if you guys follow me on Twitter, I think that I'm pretty good with that. That I will get back to it. So not everybody, but I will definitely engage a little bit. Hit me up on Instagram, social media, and spread the word. All right, I appreciate you. Hey, if you guys supported me tonight on the first one, I sincerely appreciate that. I truly do. I don't know how many are out there. I'll find out the numbers soon. But right now, if you're watching this, that means you support me, and that means you're a fan, and that means I got your back because I know you have mine. All right? Have a great night. I'll catch you 10 tomorrow with Sal. I'll see you guys.